Hey everybody, Mr. Edmondson here for lesson number 2. I'll just number the lessons in the order that I do them. They won't necessarily bleed from one to the other, but just this will help you to sort of keep track of which one is which. So I do want to pick up where I left off in the last one, which is with the chromatic scale. We talked about the chromatic scale in first position, starting with the open strings and doing 4 notes, and then going to the next open string. And then not playing the second string open, because those two strings are closer together, right? More ways you can do the chromatic scale are useful. One is a movable pattern that you can do. You can start it anywhere. Fifth position is probably the best because it allows you some room to move. So I start in 5th position here, first finger at the 5th fret, and I go 5, 6, 7, 8 with 4 different fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I go to the next string, I just move down a fret. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I go to the next string and move down a fret. 3, 4, 5, 6. Next string, move down a fret. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when I get to the second string, I don't move because again, those strings are only 4 frets apart. So I just go 2, 3, 4, 5 again. And then onto the last string. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just in reverse. Okay, and this is movable. Because there's no open strings, so you could start it here at the 9th fret. 9, 10, 11, 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then in reverse again. It's a great way to practice different areas of your fretboard. If you have a guitar with a cutaway, you can practice this way up here. It's a really useful scale pattern, and really the chromatic scale is the most important scale, right? Because it has all of the notes in it, so it should form the foundation of your playing, no matter what instrument you're doing. The other fingering you can do, I don't think it's as useful, is where you just sort of double up with one finger. So play 2 notes with the pinky, say, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And this way you can stay in one position the whole time. So I go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then see on the way down I was playing 2 notes with this finger. So on the way up I played 2 notes with my pinky, on the way down I played 2 notes with that. It's just another way of looking at it. And it's a good thing to practice. You can do that anywhere. Again, you could put that in 3rd position. Yeah, anyway, so that's a couple more ways of doing the chromatic scale. Now, the next thing I'd like to address are kind of what I talked about on our last day together, which was the natural notes, just the notes of the musical alphabet without any sharps or flats. And the basic thing you need to know about these natural notes is the pattern of frets, right? So all of the notes are 2 frets apart, except for B and C and E and F. E and F and B and C are only 1 fret apart. All the other spaces are 2 frets. So if you're starting on your A string here, then it'd be 2 frets to B. B would be at the 2nd fret, 0, 0 to 2, and then B and C are only 1 fret apart, so that means C is at the 3rd fret. B, C, and then C to D, 2 frets, now we're at the 5th fret. D to E, 2 frets, now we're at the 7th fret. E to F, 1 fret, right? E and F are only 1 fret apart, so I'm at the 8th fret. 7, 8, then 2 frets to G, then 2 frets to A. Then I'm back on A. The note I started on. So, if you know the names of your open strings, again, we talked about this on, what was it, Monday? E, A, D, G, B, E. Then you can apply this pattern to any string. So if you started on, say, your high E string, E to F is 1 fret. So that means F would be at the 1st fret. F to G is 2. G to A is 2. A to B is 2, and then B to C, again, is just 1. And 2 to D, and 2 to E. You should try, once you start to learn these notes, you should try and find better fingerings than that, just using 1 finger, right? We don't just want to use 1 finger, we want to utilize all of the fingers. Something like that, okay? So learning them up 1 string at a time is very important, so take 1 string at a time, apply that pattern, if you're on your B string, the 2nd string, think about it. B and C are 1 fret apart, so again, C will be at the 1st fret. And then C to D, D to E, 2 frets, and E to F, 1 fret. Right? 2 frets to G, 2 frets to A, 2 frets to B. Okay, apply this to all the strings, and eventually you'll just know the notes on your entire fretboard. And then you want to learn the natural notes in a more horizontal context. So the first place you want to learn them is down here in 1st position. So start on open E, 1st fret to F, 1 fret to F, 2 frets to G, and then A, that's your next open string, right? So now you're on a new string. 2 frets to B, 1 fret to C, and then D is your next open string. 2 frets to E, so open to 2, and then E and F are only 1 fret apart, so there's F at the 3rd fret, and then G is your next open string. Right? 2 frets to A, and then you could do 2 frets to B, it'd be here at the 4th fret, but you don't need to because B is your next open string, right? So then you're on B, open B, the 2nd string, and then C was only 1 fret away. And then D, 2 frets away. And then E is your next open string, the last open string. And then 1 fret to F, 2 frets to G, and that's as far as you can reach in 1st position. You can reach up to A here at the 5th fret, but you'd be technically out of 1st position because your 1st finger wouldn't be at the 1st fret anymore. So again, E, F, G, open A, B, C, open D, E, F, open G, A, open B, C, D, open E, F, G. Okay? So work on that as best you can. I'm going to upload another video where I've got a finale file, and I'll do a little sort of voiceover to walk you through how we can read this in standard notation. Okay, good luck. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying active, staying productive, and staying healthy.